Live, presented by Fields Auto Group.
A beautiful night for baseball at Wrigley Field. A little chilly maybe, but the sun was shining all day today. Cubs look to snap a 3-game skid against the Brewers. John Lackey taking the hill against Chase Anderson. Hello, welcome to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. He is David DeJesus. I'm David Kaplan. Lose 3 straight at home. The bullpen doesn't look good. Not a lot of timely hitting. How do you snap it?
It's going to be, let's get some starting pitching. Get deep into the game. Rely on John Lackey to hit his spots, put guys away, and get some early runs early on the board, and then just keep going from there. That's really the
starting pitching is the great thing to settle everybody down.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, it's almost time to get interactive with our show. Get your mobile, laptop, or tablet ready. Head to csnchicago.com/vote. Just a few minutes, we'll bring you our live fan vote. csnchicago.com/vote. All right, couple of familiar faces walking around Wrigley today, checking out the new digs. Cubs set to honor 3 members of last year's championship team tonight. That guy is Travis Wood, talking with Jake Arrieta. For more on the guys getting rings, let's bring in the 3rd member of our crew, Kelly Kroll, who looks a lot warmer than we're going to be later, live at Wrigley with our Miller Lite game report. KC.
I was just going to say, don't ever tell me that I didn't give you a solid tip. Wear your parka tonight because it is going to be so cold out here. However, I know there will be a very warm welcome for 3 now former champion Cubs, now turned Kansas City Royals, and Travis Wood, Jason Hamill, and Jorge Soler, who will be presented with their championship rings here tonight in front of the Wrigley crowd, which is what was so important for this organization to make happen for these guys. They had a day off in Kansas City. Let's fly them in. Let's let them be a part of this here at Wrigley Field because, guys, they were coming to play the White Sox in just a couple weeks, but Travis Wood back. We had a chance to talk with him a little bit earlier just on the experience that should be tonight a very special one.
I was here for a while, so seeing all the guys was nice, and just the ability to come back that they put in the effort and made it work to bring us 3 back, me, Hamill, and Soler, to give us our rings here is pretty special.
When they told you.
I have seen pictures. I wanted to see it because I watched the ceremony, and then so when I saw it, I was like, it's pretty good.
He is easy to be with. He's so supportive of everybody around him. He's just he's got all those attributes that you're looking for within a group setting, and I guess the time frame hasn't been that long that we haven't seen him here, so it was very easy to say hello to him.
You can't use him.
Under rules, yeah.
Yeah, Madden and the Cubs probably could have used Wood this weekend. It's really been a strange homestand. All the ceremonies, days off, day games. But now the schedule appears to even out for the Cubs, and they're hoping to settle in and snap this 3-game skid. Chase Anderson, the Brewers tonight. After such a hot start last year, the Northsiders actually find themselves answering questions right now about a 6-6 record, most of them shaking their head at the notion of any panic.
When you go 6-6 in the middle of the year, nobody notices. It's just like it's a nice road trip. A lot of times, you want a 10-day road trip. You go 5 and 5. Nice road trip. I think you're going to see more consistent hitting as we move it along. I think as we were able, remember I talked about early on. It takes about a month to figure out your bullpen. We're still in the process of getting everybody comfortable out there. So I think as the hitting peaks a little bit more, which it will, and we really establish getting the bullpen guys comfortable, that's when we're really going to take off.
Yeah, so you heard Madden addressing the hitting right there. Going to be a tough night tonight, guys, with the wind blowing in. As for the bullpen, still figuring out which guys he wants to use in certain situations, but a positive note on that end, Carl Edwards Jr. activated from the bereavement list tonight, so he will be able to go for the Cubs if they need to lean on him. But that'll do it from a chilly Wrigley Field. Cap DeJesus, pack those parkas. Promise you it'll be worth it.
Kelly, we don't even have jackets. This is it. This is all we've got. Nothing.
Don't be tough, guys.
It'll be cold. All right, Kel, we'll see you a little later. All right, Cubs come into this one getting swept by the Pirates, and the bullpen hit really hard over the weekend. Koji Uehara, Justin Grimm gave up runs yesterday. Pedro Strop served up a big home run Saturday. How concerned are you with the pen right now, or is it, hey, relax, there was a lot going on with the rings and the banner raising and guys getting home for the first time in a while?
You know, it's early. We're only 12 games into the season, and they just got to stay the course. Keep throwing, keep attacking the zone, and be confident with your pitches. And these guys have pitched some big innings in big games before, so we know that they can do the job. It's just going out there and believing you can do it.
How long did it take you, for example, they went to St. Louis to start the season. They're there for almost a week because of a rain out and a day off. Then they go to Milwaukee. Then they come here. Families in because it's banner raising. Then there's a day off. Then there's a ring ceremony. How long did it take you to settle in once you got home where you go, okay, now I'm settled in at season time?
I've never been a part of those ceremonies, but I know it takes a good 2 weeks to get all their tickets taken care of. Your family's coming in, they want to be there for opening day.
Moved in.
Yeah, they want, it's so much stuff going on. So I think these guys are going to be, the next couple weeks, start to feel more comfortable and put some zeros on the board.
All right, it's time for our Miller Lite Cubs fan poll. To vote, visit csnchicago.com/vote. You do not need a special app. Just visit that website. You can get interactive with David and with me. Today's question is, at 6-6, do you have any level of concern with this team so far? Yes, no, it's early. I can't believe you're asking me this dumb question. csnchicago.com/vote. Any level of concern?
No. 12 games in,
right.
You're not even a 10th of the season done. It's once you get rolling, get that heat in the summertime, things will be fine here.
All right. One of the positives so far early in the season has been the starting pitching. Starters look like they've picked up right where they left off last year. If you look at Cubs starting pitching, 2.56 ERA, second best in the bigs behind only the Kansas City Royals. You ride your starting pitching. Do they get frustrated at all when a guy like John Lester looks up and doesn't have a win, but 3 big-time starts?
I mean, this guy, all these pitchers, these 5 have given him quality outings each and every time. So you know that they just want to get a little deeper into the games. And I know Joe and Boz have been tinkering with their, pitch limits. So I think now we're going to start letting them roll a little bit longer and give them the chance to get those wins.
All right, let's see what happens. Because starting pitching, you look at the numbers don't lie. They have been very, very good. John Lackey will take them on the night after suffering a 2-0 loss to the Dodgers last time out. And that starting allowed 1 earned run in 6 innings while punching out 10. Lackey is 5-2 with a .328 earning and 11 career starts against the Milwaukee Brewers. 5 victories, tied for the second most against any NL foe, and has surpassed only by a 6-4 mark in 13 career games against the Los Angeles Dodgers. What do you expect to see out of a guy like John Lackey, who it's going to be cold to pitch out there, but this is a feisty dude?
Yeah, I think he likes that cold. He likes to have the advantage, and being cold out there, he has the advantage over the hitters right now. And he's attacking his zone. He's only given up 2 runs. He should have given up 1 run in the first game and 1 run in the second game. So he's been dominant after that first inning. So if he can get through that first, I expect a quality start for him today.
Yeah, after the ring ceremony, when he got his ring, the first batter, Tolles, took the ball out of the ballpark, and after that he was magnificent.
Yeah, you don't expect a leadoff hitter like that to hit the ball out, but after that he calmed down, and he's been really one of the best pitch starters we have on this team right now.
Yeah, you look at his stuff, he's had nasty motion, nasty sink, good fastball still, and that wipeout slider.
Yeah, he's spotting it where he wants to put it, and it's great to see him at his age performing at a high level right now.
All right, let's look at who the Brewers are going to run out. They'll send Chase Anderson to the bump. He came over in the Gene Segura trade with the D-backs last offseason. He threw 7 shutout innings in his last start against the Blue Jays. Opponents hitting just a $143 against them. What's your thoughts on Chase Anderson? Because the numbers don't lie. He's been tough to hit.
Yeah, this guy's second in ERA right now in the NL, and he's only given 3 hits both games. And this is against the Blue Jays and the Rockies. These are
quality offensive teams.
These guys can hit. And he's only given up one run, and that's a whole solo shot against the Toronto Blue Jays. So this guy's commanding the zone with all his 4 pitches: sinker, cutter, changeup, and curveball. And it's going to be a good test for the Cubs hitters today.
Yeah, it'll be their second chance for some of these guys to see him multiple times for some guys.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a team in Milwaukee. It's a rebuilding team. They have said that. We're going through a rebuild. They've gotten off to a better start than I think most experts predicted. Why is that?
I think it's confidence. It's all about that building off of each win. And they've won 5 out of the last 6. So they're coming into Wrigley thinking that they can take at least 2 or 3 from the Cubs right now. So we're going to have to play our A game and get these wins because these are big wins for us.
Yeah, got to stop the skid before you head back out on the road on a 9-game, 10-day trip that will not be easy. You're in Pittsburgh, you're in Boston, and one other stuff, I think the Reds. So.
Yeah, these are the top of the divisions. All these teams that we're going to be going on the road, these are top teams. So if we can get 3 right here, it'll give us momentum going into the trip.
All right, time for our first time out on Cubs pregame live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. And coming up, the golden boy, Albert Almora, has turned in several highlight reel catches so far this season. Will we see another tonight? Starting lineups after a quick timeout. 28 minutes till the start of the game. Still time to give Feldco a call, 866-4-FEL-DCL.
Cubs pregame live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, inviting you to become a member of the Fields family when you buy or lease from any of our 31 locations. You also get our Fields amenities that include free loaners, car washes, and our gourmet coffee bars and cafes. And with more than 35,000 vehicles sold annually, you can get a great offer like this.
And now you can lease a new 2017 Volvo S90 for only $499 per month for 36 months at Fields Volvo Northfield on Frontage Road.
And Fields matters because you matter.
See Fields first at VolvoNorthfield.com.
McDonald's. What'd you get?
An Egg McMuffin?
I thought you never ate breakfast.
Yeah, that wasn't really working out for me.
Ready for the big 9 o'clock?
Okay. Hi, hello. Sorry about the wait. I just wanted to make sure the presentation's perfect. It took a week to get it off.
Make tomorrow morning a Mickey D's morning and pick up a McDonald's Egg McMuffin made with real butter, a fresh cracked egg, and Canadian bacon.
Well, I love it. This piece is so you. I know, right? I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have to have it.
Is it suede?
Suede. Love suede.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Well, I love it. This piece is so you. I know, right? I saw it and I was like, have to have it. Is it suede? It's suede. I love suede.
That's why we're there with renter's insurance when things go wrong, but also here with a rewards credit card to help life go right. State Farm.
Inside the rack houses of Jim Beam, every barrel's aged 4 long years for a fuller, smoother flavor. Our history's made from the inside. How will you make yours?
Papa John's Double Play. 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas for only $6.99 each.
A deal so big it needs a replay.
Double better ingredients means double better pizza.
Papa John's Double Play. 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas for $6.99 each.
Papa John's.
30 years in the making. Discounts that are record-breaking. Star Nissan in Niles celebrates the grand opening of Berman Auto Group's newest dealership with 0% for 72 months on select Nissan models. No payments until July and no down payment required. There's never been a better time to buy and save at Star Nissan in Niles because when it's backed by Berman, you can trust in us.
The I-94 rivalry getting set to resume tonight. Cubs host the Brewers at Wrigley Field. Man, welcome back to Cubs pregame live, presented by the Fields Auto Group with David DeJesus. I'm David Kaplan. It's going to be a little chilly out there, but we will take a look at the lineups. Our starting lineups are presented by the Illinois Office of Tourism. Illinois, are you up for amazing? Kyle Schwarber in his customary spot, top of the lineup. Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo at first, Ben Zobrist back at second, Addison Russell at short, Jason Hayward's in right, Miggy Montero will catch, John Lackey will pitch, and in the 9-hole, the center fielder, the youngster Albert Almora Jr. hitting .429 in limited work with a couple of RBIs and a multitude of awesome catches.
Yeah, this guy has been a highlight reel this whole season. He hasn't been playing at all consistently, but he's still doing the job offensively, hitting .429, getting on base, sparking rallies, and I like that we got him back in the lineup again today.
Somebody said to me over at the ballpark, they said, look, Joe's picking his spots because some fans and media have been saying, get this guy in the lineup more. He looks so good. He said Joe is picking spots to ease him into this transition as a big league ball player. If you were hot like him or you were able to be that elite defensively, you'd want to play more, but do you understand a manager doing that?
Yeah, Joe has a lot of respect in this game. He knows what he's doing, and he's going to put him in the right situations. And when I was playing with Joe, it was always a lefty-righty matchup, but we had a young kid in Kevin Kiermaier. He would spot start him against a righty that he feel would have confidence and have a good game against. And now you see him, he's an everyday guy. So I feel like Albert's in the same role, and it's just a matter of time where we'll start seeing him every day.
All right, I got to ask you about playing at Wrigley because Steve Gardner, our floor director, hasn't played center at Wrigley. I haven't. Dan Vega, our producer, hasn't, but you have. And they put more lights in since they've done the renovations. Yeah. They said that players were complaining there was dark spots.
Yeah.
What is it like playing center field during the day, at night, and just overall at Wrigley?
No, center field. It's great in Wrigley because the gaps are shorter. So you're not have to cover all that ground where in, Petco Park in Kansas City, you're going 385, so you have to cover a lot of ground. But the thing is, I think the one thing is the wind in Chicago. It's blowing everywhere. It doesn't matter where those flags are going. You just got to stay with the ball. You always have to break back and then come in on the ball. And that's the key to playing center field out there. Always break back because the wind can take it anywhere.
Okay. In Kansas City or in some of these other places, there's a padded wall that you could kind of get your cleats into it like Al Moore did in St. Louis and kind of boost yourself up.
Yeah.
Here, it's bricks, ivy, and a bunch of gardening nails. What is it like going into the ivy and the wall?
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to make a couple catches out in the ivy, and you don't really want to run into it. It's definitely hard, and there's thorns and stuff in there, so you do not want to come out with thorn marks all over you. But you just gotta be able to get back to the wall as fast as you can and then go from there. It's as an outfielder, you want to get to the wall first and then work your way back. And he's doing it a great job. And that one right there, that's the toughest one, where you're sprinting, not really knowing where the wall is, and being able to just put the glove up, make the catch, and it was a spectacular play.
Yeah, both of those, and it was Corey Seager who was like, really?
I mean,
come on, man. So the next time you hit it down to left field where no one was
got a knock the other way.
And got a knock going the other way. All right, speaking of defense, let's talk about Wilson Contreras for a minute. He is not in the lineup tonight, but yesterday he did something no Cubs catcher has done in 31 years. Contreras picked off a runner and threw one out trying to steal in the 7th inning. Stats Inc. reports he's the first Cubs catcher to notch a caught stealing and a pickoff in the same inning since Jody Davis did so May 14, 1986 against the San Francisco Giants. Take a look at that. 5 catcher pickoffs since making his debut June 17 last season. Tied for the most among active catchers since the start of last year with Martin Maldonado, and tied for the most overall with former Cub David Ross, who will be dancing with the stars tonight.
Yeah, this guy's arm is unbelievable.
It's ridiculous.
As you're watching a game, you see these guys taking big jumps, going to second base and trying to steal the base, and he comes and just puts it on the bag. That's the thing about him. His accuracy is second to none right now. And it's going to first base. It's right there, boom, boom, right on the bag. So he's making it easy for the defender to just grab it and just swipe down and boom.
This throw right here was just really good with a really good tag.
That was a great
He had another one in this same series where, literally the throw could not have been handed to the second baseman any better.
Yeah, the runners are scared. They're like, all right, do you really want me to go? All right, I'm going to go. I'm going to trust you. And especially against Lester, you feel like you can get a big jump. but he was able to just come up gunning, and he is definitely tops in the game right now.
Yeah, he has got an absolute cannon. Now for the Brewers lineup, also brought to you by the Illinois Office of Tourism. Jonathan VR leads things off at second. And then you got Eric Dames, who's been really, really good, played in Korea for a while. Left fielder Ryan Braun, third baseman Travis Shaw, right fielder Domingo Santana, Keon Broxton's in the middle and center, Jet Bandy is catching, Orlando Arcia is at short. The pitcher is Chase Anderson. VR, for whatever reason, seems to thrive sometimes against the Cubs with power that you don't normally see from him.
Yeah, the wind's blowing in today, so that's going to hopefully hold him into the park. But the 2, 3, 4 guys, they're hot right now. They all homered yesterday, and they're confident coming to today's game. So we're going to have to pitch today.
Okay, you've never been one of those guys that fans love to hate.
Yeah.
Ryan Braun is that guy. He's going to come in here tonight. How does a guy handle where every stadium they go into, they are despised?
Oh, man, it's tough. I remember when I was here, I think they came out where he was, the allegations and all that stuff, the FedEx, all that drama.
All of it.
So people were making signs. They were all over him all game long. And you feel bad as a player because this guy's trying to do his job, but
getting destroyed.
The fans are there to be on our side. So we want that as if he's coming to our field, we want our fans to be all over him.
Some guys actually revel in it.
I think so. I think guys like to be that underdog, like to be that guy that, all right, I'm going to show you all.
And then get the big hit.
And then a big hit, big game, and they're like, all right, let's go.
All right, time for one final time out of Cubs pregame live. Coming up, we'll get David's keys to the game and our key performers, and then we'll be live from the ballpark after the game, the Cubs postgame live.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, inviting you to become a member of the Fields family when you buy or lease from any of our 31 locations. You also get our Fields amenities that include free loaners, car washes, and our gourmet coffee bars and cafes. And with more than 35,000 vehicles sold annually, you can get a great offer like this.
And now you can lease a new 2017 Volvo S90 for only $499 per month for 36 months at Fields Volvo Northfield on Frontage Road.
And Fields matters because you matter.
See Fields first at VolvoNorthfield.com.
Welcome to Elk Grove Village. Our growing industrial park is the largest in North America. It makes sense. We're close to O'Hare, major highways, and rail lines, putting us first class in business class. We appreciate that a strong business park means a high quality of life for village residents. It's what motivates us to be beyond business friendly. Elk Grove Village. Makers wanted.
Inside the rack houses of Jim Beam, thousands of barrels lay silent. But that doesn't mean they lay idle. In fact, inside each and every Jim Beam barrel, the bourbon is aging, building a fuller, smoother flavor that only comes from being aged 4 long years. At Jim Beam, our history's made from the inside. How will you make yours?
As executive producer of the documentary film The C Word, I've learned the importance of breakthrough approaches to treating cancer. A breakthrough is the start of something extraordinary. You are the breakthrough. You, the patients taking part in clinical trials. You, the scientists doing research. You, the doctors and nurses who care for everyone. Defeating cancer takes breakthroughs. Let's be the breakthrough. Talk to your doctor about screenings, clinical trials, and especially prevention. Stand up to cancer.
If you're struggling with at least $10,000 in credit card debt, you could qualify for National Debt Relief's Debt Reset Program. This program can reduce the balances on your debt and reduce your monthly payments while you become debt-free in 24 to 48 months. There are no upfront costs or out-of-pocket expenses. Imagine being debt-free in 24 to 48 months. Call now to see if you qualify. You can talk to a counselor right now.
Call 800-685-1205.
In 6 victories, Cubs are hitting .271 with a .777 OPS, averaging 5.5 runs per game. Pitchers have posted a dandy .233 ERA. In losses, the team is hitting just .207 with a weak .611 OPS, averaging just 2.3 runs per game. The pitcher's ERA has jumped up to 3. 98.93. Welcome back. Cubs Pregame Live is presented, as always, by our great partners at the Fields Auto Group. Time for our Fields Auto Group keys to the ball game. Here's David.
All right, here's the key number one. It's Lackey going deep. We need a deep start by John today. The bullpen has been taxed. They've been throwing a lot of high-stress innings, so it would be great to give them a break, maybe just hopefully get straight to Edwards and Wade Davis, who have started the season really well, and let them get their swag back. They need to get their mojo going again.
So maybe 7 innings.
That would be perfect for today. And the second key would be coming up clutch. Against the Pirates, we had guys on base all game long, and especially later in the game, we had bases loaded and couldn't get that one big hit to score some runs and to really break the game open and give the pitchers and relievers that sense of, okay, let me relax and let me throw pitches, where now they're throwing tough pitches, big pitches, and they weren't able to make the pitch.
Right.
And so now we just gotta stay aggressive over the middle and not try and do too much. That's really what it comes down to.
Let them relax and not have such high leverage pitching.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, there you go. Time for our key performers for tonight's game. You've got a 4-1 lead for the season on me.
Yeah, I got it. I got the guy too.
Crushing me. Who you want?
Albert Almora Jr. has a homer off him in his career, so I think I got this one today.
All right, he'll go Albert Almora Jr. with the home run off Chase Anderson. I am going to go with a guy who I think swinging a pretty good bat, and I think he'll be juiced up tonight. I am going to take Anthony Rizzo.
Nice. But does defense count in this? If he makes a stellar play out there.
Does not count. Offense only.
Okay.
And our crew is going to go with, who's the crew want? We are going to give the crew David Ross. David Ross, because he's
on today.
No, we'll give them Addison Russell. Before we get out of here, playing in cold weather. We used to see Starlin Castro and Jorge Soler wearing those balaclavas, the face shields, and Joe said, no more of that, I'm done.
Yeah.
How tough is it playing in that cold?
It's tough. You do not want to go out there. You want to square every ball up you hit. And it's tough with a guy with the sinker today, good changeup. We're going to have to buckle down and really see the ball over the middle, because if you don't, your hands will be stinging. You'll feel that a few innings later. So,
all right, I'll see you at Wrigley.
All right.
We will be back at Wrigley. Check out a little bit of the ring ceremony from tonight. Thank you for watching. Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. We'll see you from the ballpark after the game.
Where's my cooler? My sandwich is in there. Oh, boy. Nice try, pal.
That feeling, only better. Confidence. Thanks to a reinforced safety cage. Standard in the 5-star side impact safety rated Volkswagen Tiguan.
Hurry in and lease this 2017 Tiguan S for just $199 a month. Visit VWDealer.com today.
Spring is on, and it's time to get growing. So while you're doing your thing, we'll do what we do best to get you ready to live life outside. As America's #1 professional lawn care company, True Green can tailor a plan that turns your ordinary lawn into an extraordinary one that will thrive and stay healthy throughout the year. Guaranteed. So start your True Green lawn plan today for only $29.95.
Whoa, impressive stats. Yeah, these guys are good. Yes, drive the middle. Oh, let's see that again. What a performance.
Lease a new 2017 RAV4 for $189 a month, or get 0% APR for 72 months on RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. It has cooled off quite a bit. Wind has turned around. It's a clear night, however, as the Cubs welcome in the Milwaukee Brewers to start a 3-game series. All bundled up tonight along with Jim DeShays. I'm Len Casper. The Cubs continue to get really good starting pitching. In the weekend sweep against the Pirates, though, bullpen struggled.
Yeah, for the most part, the bullpen has been good here in the first couple of weeks of the season. But, yeah, they sprung a little leak this weekend against Pittsburgh. And here are the numbers to support that. First 9 games, the bullpen fashioning a 2.15 ERA. The 3-game sweep at the hand of the Pirates. Some struggles, ERA up over 10 in those 3 ball games. Carl Edwards Jr. not having him for the weekend obviously impacted Joe Madden a little bit in terms of how he used those guys.
And he is back and active tonight. As we look at the starters, Chase Anderson has been really good. John Lackey's been really good after the first inning.
Yeah, he's had a couple of bumps in the road first innings of his first 2 starts. Last time out against the Dodgers, he had a big strikeout game. He punched out 10. A career versus the Brewers, 5-2 with a 3.28. And you see Anderson over his last 7 starts dating back to last year. Really, really good stuff.
So the Brewers have won 5 of their last 6, all on the road. The last time they were home, the Cubs beat them 2 out of 3. They'll resume this rivalry coming up next.
We open on the Avenger Power Reclining Sofa and Console Love Seat from Bob's Discount Furniture. We see their price, only $6.99 each. Camera lovingly pans over their silky smooth performance fabric and comfy Bobopedic memory foam. Cut to a tight shot of their power USB ports. Then, a few surprises. The sofa has a drop-down middle seat with cup holders. The love seat has a flip-up headrest with lights and a hidden drawer. And both come in gray or black. In the last shot we cut to the devilishly handsome spokes puppet.
Automotive technology has come a long way.
Each member of our sales team is here to help you understand today's technology.
Visit our technology specialist at Mike Anderson Chevrolet.
Our vehicles have everything from Bluetooth to backup cameras.
Let us lead you through the technology revolution.
Lease a 2017 Trax for just $119 a month, or lease the 2017 Equinox for just $159 a month.
Visit Mike Anderson Chevrolet in Merrillville at I-65 and 61st Avenue.
Mike Anderson Chevrolet, a Chevy Giant.
See you soon.
I'm only here for a blue dress. Blue dress, blue dress. Blue dress, blue dress, blue dress. Blue dress.
Sometimes it's hard to leave Goodwill with just one thing.
Blue dress.
But it's okay. With your Club Goodwill Rewards card, you can earn points with every purchase for even more savings.
You always amaze me.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, who invites you to go further in their fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Menards, save big money at Menards. And Southwest Airlines, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field. It has cooled off quite a bit. It's a chilly night, but blue skies above, wind blowing in, and a really neat ceremony just a few moments ago as the Cubs brought in 3 World Series champions. They're all now with the Kansas City Royals. Jason Hamill, Jorge Soler, and Travis Wood all got a nice ovation as they received their World Series rings. Jason's got to figure out how to wear the ring with the logo out as people want to see it when he greets them. Their families were here, and a pretty cool thing for the Cubs to do.
Yeah, neat moment, no doubt. Throwing the Cub jersey back on. That was an interesting touch. Go out and receive their championship rings.
A programming note. We are on Comcast Sportsnet and Plus as you check out what the trio did with the Cubs last year. Chicago Blackhawks pregame live will start in 1 hour at 8 o'clock on the main channel. We will be on CSN Plus for the duration of this game. But the Blackhawks game and all the coverage begins at 8 o'clock on the CSN for Game 3 from Nashville. And let's get the Milwaukee Brewers Southwest starting lineup. They are hitting the ball out of the ballpark with regularity. VR leads it off. Thames has 6 homers, 5 in his last 4 games. We know what Braun has done in his career in this ballpark. Travis Shaw's the third baseman. Santana in right. Broxton in center. Jet Bandy is the catcher. Orlando Arcia, exciting young shortstop, hits 8. And the pitcher Chase Anderson, 9.
Cubs defensively, Kyle Schwarber back in left field. Albert Almora Jr. gets a start in center tonight. Jason Hayward plays right. Bryant, Russell, Zobrist, Rizzo on the infield. Miguel Montero will do the catching this evening. And the Lexus starting pitcher is John Lackey. Lexus, experience amazing. 2 starts. Solid effort in St. Louis first time out, and then real good work last time against the Dodgers. He struck out 10 in that ball game. So 1 up, 1 down with an ERA of 3 for Big John. He's worked 12 innings, allowed 10 hits, punched out 17 while walking 5. 0-1 last year in 3 starts against the Brewers with a 3.79 ERA.
Carlos Torres calls balls and strikes. Among other things, Bill Miller is at first, Chris Guccione at second, and the crew chief Dana DeMuth is at third.
Should be a pitcher's night. It is crisp and cool, and likely will get cooler as the night progresses.
The Brewers come in at 7-6. 1 game back of first place Cincinnati. The Cubs are 6-6, having lost 3 in a row. The Brewers with 7 wins through 13. They went 8-15 in the entire month of April last season. But the standings tend to change a lot here in the early going. So it's the switch hitting Jonathan VR with the cornermen pulled in. And Lackey's first pitch is a strike.
VR, a pretty aggressive hitter. And boy, he's been swinging and missing a bunch. He struck out almost 40% of his plate appearances this year, batting just $160, but he's a good one. He'll get it going.
Back down by Lackey, 2 pitches and 1 out. I think I heard correctly. The wind chill is 37, 37 degrees is the wind chill. The wind north at 8 miles an hour. The air temperature 45.
See if this temperature will cool off Thames.
Yeah, he homered in all 4 games in their series in Cincinnati. The last Brewer to hit a homer in each game of a 4-game series was Jeff Jenkins back in 2003. Talking with Cubs pitching coach Chris Bosio about Thames' time in Korea, he said he hits a breaking ball well. That was a fastball and deposited into the right field corner. Thames to second, and he's going to stop there with a double. So he stays red hot.
Yeah, I guess the way he's been going, you're just happy to keep him in the ballpark. 5 home runs in 4 days for Thames. Brewers weren't sure what they were getting with him when they signed him after a very successful run in Korea. You see 2011 and 12 big league time with Toronto and Seattle. Didn't really distinguish himself, but he went nuts in Korea, put up huge numbers, and off to a great start here with the Brewers. So we'll see how it goes for him as the league adjusts. But so far, so good.
Now Ryan Braun, who has always hit Cubs pitching, but over his last 8 games dating back to September of last year, 353, 6 home runs, 14 RBIs. Hit a big homer yesterday in their win in Cincy. strike on Braun. Third start for Lackey, and his first two, the first inning was a little troublesome, but after that, he's been almost unhittable.
They gave up on a 3 spot in the first inning in St. Louis. Got a double play ball that Ben Zobrist mishandled.
High drive to left. Schwarber's back on it, at the wall, and it's gone. Ryan Braun with a 2-run homer, giving the Brewers a major league leading 23 home runs in just 14 games. JD, they also lead the majors with 53 extra base hits. A lot of power here early on.
Yeah, we thought maybe the cold weather would cool them off, but not so much. They go double home run. Thames and then Braun to get things started. There's your Ford home run replay. That's number 5 on the young season for Ryan Braun, who just continues to punish Cub pitching and inflict a lot of damage here at Wrigley. I think the boos might motivate him. I don't know.
Yeah, at some point, maybe to try.
Give him an ovation.
Silent treatment? I don't know.
See what that does to him.
That is his 31st career homer against the Cubs in 140 games. Yesterday, Braun passed Cecil Cooper for second on the Brewers' all-time RBI list. 2-1 on Travis Shaw. Pulled to first, knocked down by Rizzo. He's got time. Lackey covering, and that's out number 2. The heel of his glove.
Yeah, normally I think Anthony would backhand that one, but he opted to try to slide in front and catch it with the forehand. Key there, just make sure you knock it down and keep it in front.
Santana rolls one into center. Well, they know John likes to be aggressive in the strike zone, and some early swings here in the opening inning.
Yeah, he's typically right near the top of the league leaderboard in terms of first pitch strikes. And so that coupled with an aggressive team, the ball's going to be put in play early, and it could go a couple different ways for Lackey. He could get a lot of quick outs and be very efficient, or he could give up some early damage and have to adjust his game plan a little bit and perhaps maybe not be quite as aggressive with that first pitch offering. Last time out against the Dodgers, he really got the breaking stuff working well.
Keon Broxton takes ball 1. He's yet to get it going offensively. His 2016 season ended a couple of weeks early due to a right wrist fracture suffered when he banged against the wall going after a fly ball here at Wrigley. Recall he caught the ball.
That sounds right. Yeah, he's an intriguing guy. He's not a kid. He's like mid-20s. He's made some significant swing changes up and down 3 or 4 times last year. And by the end of the year, before he got hurt, it looked like he had figured some things out.
On the outside corner, well framed by Montero. It's 1-2.
A patient hitter, but at times critics have said, maybe a little bit too passive, taking too many hittable pitches.
There goes Santana, swing and a miss, strike 3. Brewers done in the first, but some damage as Braun hits a 2-run homer. Cubs coming up.
When did paying for airfare become so unfair? At Southwest, we do things differently. So differently, we invented a word for it: transparency. Transparency means we don't dream up ways we can trick you into paying more. It means respect. Because we don't just fly you, we like you.
Who gives you the best in-home Wi-Fi experience? Let's find out. Welcome home. Who's your internet service provider?
I have AT&T.
Does the Wi-Fi keep up throughout the house?
Not very well.
Not very well. Did you know that Xfinity has the best in-home Wi-Fi experience?
She's been telling me that.
Let's pretend this is your house. How's the quality up there?
I give it a 10.
Let's add 5 devices to the mix. How's yours doing?
Man, I'm loving this. We gotta get with Xfinity.
Learn more about the best in-home Wi-Fi experience or get started for $19.99 a month for 12 months. Click, call, or visit an Xfinity store today.
Spring is finally here. Time to find the perfect Honda to take your family out on the open road. Whether that's in the Accord or the Odyssey with an available built-in Honda vac. So hurry in to the Honda Dream Garage sales event. These deals end soon, so visit your local Honda dealer today.
If Kyle Schwarber gets a hit in his first plate appearance, leading off the game, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. 6 and 6 Cubs will line up this way offensively. Schwarber, Bryant, and Rizzo at the top. If anybody reaches in the first, Ben Zobrist will get a chance. Russell, Hayward, Montero. Miguel's still looking for his first hit. Lackey has 2, both coming in his first start. And Albert Almora Jr. getting the start in center.
The Brewers defensively, it's a good group in the outfield. Braun, Broxton, and Santana. Santana's got a real big arm out there and right. Shaw, Arcia, VR, and Thames on the infield. Jet Bandy solid behind the plate. And Chase Anderson will do the pitching for Milwaukee tonight. He's made 2 starts, both really good. He's 1-0 with a 0.69. Lifetime 25 and 24 with a 4.15 ERA.
And works to Kyle Schwarber, who pushes a bunt to third, and they're going to let it roll. Fair ball!
90 feet of beauty right there.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, usually when you see it trickle off the grass towards the line, you figure it's going to ultimately leak foul. The Brewers, they had no play, so it made sense for them to play the waiting game. And you see that ball, it's trending foul. But the rotation of the earth, perhaps a well-placed pebble, and that thing dances right down the third base line.
We'll chalk up a hit for Kyle Schwarber. And the Greater Chicago Food Depository benefiting via Benny's Beverage Depot. Chris Bryant takes low for ball 1.
So we talked about Schwarber being so dangerous in the leadoff spot, and the discipline, the patience, the ability to work walks. Now he's got this in his bag of tricks, the little push bunt.
Here's the pitch. And that one eludes Bandy and allows Schwarber to get to second. So runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Anderson just humps up on that cut fastball, sails it well up out of the strike zone, and Bandy not able to secure it. It'll go as a pass ball.
Thames way off the line now at first. The Yard playing almost behind second. And off the outside corner. 3 balls, no strikes.
Anderson, fastball averaging right around 92 miles an hour. You throw a cutter 89-90, and a real good breaking ball and changeup. Both plus pitches, his curveball and his changeup. Change of pace. Right at the knees.
3-1. Chase is his middle name. First name is Robert.
How about that? 3-0 changeup in the bottom half of the first inning.
On a 45-degree night. Full count on Bryant. Rizzo waits on deck. Before Anderson pitches, and I saw him do it tonight, he draws his late father Robert's initials in the dirt behind the mound, and also those of his two grandmothers who have passed away. 3-2 fouled back. Speaking of which, our condolences to Tommy LaStella and his family. Tommy's grandmother has passed away, so he was placed on the bereavement list. Carl Edwards Jr. comes off the bereavement list after a death in the family a few days ago. Try it once more. Also want to send out our sympathies to the family of Johnny Manelli, who has passed away. Johnny was very good friends with Major League umpire and Chicago native Dan Bellino. Long look by Anderson. Comes.
Cold night like tonight, sometimes dexterity can be an issue for pitchers, and especially the spin on the breaking balls. Sometimes you see guys put the curveball in the back pocket and go to more of a fastball changeup mix. Curveball there, but it wasn't a very good one. It was bad enough that he got away with it. It didn't hang out over the middle of the plate. Bryant taking a bite out of him here, having a good long at bat.
Cubs with an early deficit after the Braun homer, threatening themselves here in the bottom of the first. Ground ball to third. That's Shaw looking back. Schwarber. One out, and here comes Rizzo. Big homestand for Anthony. He has come to the plate 27 times and has reached 14 of those 27.
It's better than 50% by my calculations.
Speaking of 50%, to have a winning homestand, the Cubs need to win all 3 games. Finish up this 9-gamer. 2-4 through the first 6. Strike.
We've seen this trend with Anthony here in the early going because of his proximity to home plate. We see a lot of these pitches off the outside corner called a strike. That curveball appeared to be a little bit off the plate.
Oh, 0-2.
because of the real good changeup primarily, but I think the curveball too helps. Anderson has been really good against left-handed hitters. In his career, their batting just .229 against him. Righties .294. So he's definitely a reverse split guy.
A reminder, in about 35 minutes on the main channel, we will be sending you to Blackhawks pregame live prior to Game 3 of the Blackhawks Predators Stanley Cup Playoff Series. We are not only on the main channel but also on CSN Plus tonight, and we'll be on Plus for the duration of this game. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 outs. And it'll bring up Ben Zobrist.
Well, good work here by Anderson and Bandy as they climb the ladder on Riz and beat him with a high fastball.
Ben off to a slow start in terms of his batting average at 184. He is taking his walks. An on-base percentage of .354. And served out into center. Base hit. Schwarber around third. Here comes the throw to the plate. He is saved. Good throw by Broxton, but Schwarber got in.
Soft hits. The theme of the inning, the bunt single, and then Schwarber played it on this little flare off the end of the bat by Ben Zobrist. 4th RBI of the year for Ben. Broxton plays a shallow center field. Got to it in pretty good shape and a good strong throw homeward. As Bandy retreats to handle that hop, Schwarber able to get to home plate.
So Ben, who hit both of his home runs this season in Milwaukee recently, knocks in a run here in the first inning with that bloop single. So a 2-1 ball game, and on the throw, Zobrist advancing to second. So it's Russell.
Yeah, a little flare to right here will do the job.
Top of the zone strike. First real cold weather game the Brewers have played in the first couple of weeks of the season. They were at home under the roof, except for the day game we played on a beautiful spring day a couple of Sundays ago. They played at Sky Dome in Toronto and then had a nice weather weekend in Cincinnati.
They lost their opening series to the Rockies. They lost the series to the Cubs, but they went on the road and found success. 5-1 on this road trip.
That's Craig Counsell. 1-2 on Russell. Weird start for this division. With the Reds leading the way, the Cardinals have the worst record in the National League, 3-9. They are hosting the Pirates tonight and lead 1-0 as they go to the 6th.
Cardinals were swept in their series with the Yankees. Did you see the game Carlos Martinez had? He had 11 strikeouts, 8 walks to 118 pitches in, what, 5 1/3 or something like that?
Crazy to have 19 batters who didn't put a ball in play. Just for fun. As we look back to last year, and again, 2-week stretches don't generally mean a whole lot unless you go 0-13 or something. 2-2 the count on Addison Russell. Swing and a miss. Anderson with his second strikeout. Each team scoring in the first. 2-1 Milwaukee.
Over here. Over here. It's happening.
That feeling, only better. Turbo. Standard in a 170 horsepower, fun to drive Volkswagen Passat.
Hurry in and lease this 2017 Passat S for just $199 a month. Visit VWDealer.com today.
What's more powerful than the winds of a Cat 5 hurricane? An Echo backpack blower. So, yeah, it'll clear a path. Power on and on.
Inside the rack houses of Jim Beam, every barrel's aged 4 long years for a fuller, smoother flavor. Our history's made from the inside. How will you make yours?
So I'm never gonna let you go. I'll hold you forever. Oh, baby, I'm gonna let you know we belong together. We belong together.
Your home, your auto. Together, they're where life happens. That's why State Farm protects them together, to help life go right. Combine and save. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Welcome back to a chilly Wrigley Field. This is your Miller Lite game report. Cubs trailing 2-1 here in the top of the second. And Joe Madden, talking to him before the game, got to see Travis Wood, former Cub, now with the Royals, in the kitchen area where all the Cubs were eating. Of course, Travis Wood here tonight to get his championship ring. And Madden said, you know, sometimes it can be awkward when you run into former players and stuff, but when it comes to Travis, there was no chance. He actually wanted to know, guys, if maybe he could be used tonight. But good to see Travis Wood, Jason Hamill, and Jorge Soler all being presented those rings earlier. And I know for Travis, he said, you know, having invested so much in this organization, that ring is really something special. And to get to do it here at Wrigley, hats off to the Cubs for the way they handled that.
Thank you, Kelly. I'm sure we'll have similar ceremonies for Dexter Fowler and Aroldis Chapman as their new teams will come to Wrigley Field. The Cardinals and the Yankees. Jet Bandy, 1 ball, 1 strike. Lackey's offering is hit to deep left, and that ball will get out. Home run for Bandy. It's his second.
Yeah, he's got some power. Not a high average hitter. Looks like we're trying to go down and away with a little slide ball here, and that's a cement mixer. Just hovers right out over the middle of the plate. Those Brewers continue to hit the ball out of the ballpark. That's the Ford home run replay. First Braun, now Bandy.
Orlando Arcia takes inside for ball 1.
It's supposed to be hard to hit when it's this cold.
Cubs rotation came into the game with a collective 2.56 ERA, best in the National League, second in all of baseball. Back to the mound, handled by Lackey. 1 out. Jim Beam, official bourbon of the Chicago Cubs, and Mila Kunis, brand partners, surprised Cub fans in Wrigleyville over the weekend with a preview of their Game 7 batch, a limited edition bourbon that will arrive in Chicagoland this June. I was surprised to see The highest starter ERA in the majors currently belongs to the Cleveland Indians at 6.38. It would not be a team I would have guessed.
No, and I would imagine if they stay healthy, they'll get that sorted out. And as you mentioned earlier, this early in the season, small sample, 1 or 2 bad outings can really inflate that earned run average.
Anderson in the air out into right center, and it's grabbed by Almora. 2 retired now. Back to the top in VR. The only Brewer to appear in all 14 games so far, Jonathan VR.
Got a pinch at the corners, respect his speed and bunting ability.
Blackie is 38, 6'6", 235. Big league debut 2002 with the then Anaheim Angels, and they won the World Series that year.
Kind of broad at the shoulder and narrow at the hip.
He won Game 7 against the Giants.
To change the look and drop down every now and then. Took a long time to get there and finally settled on the changeup.
Short hop hit by Zobrist. Home run bandy. 3-1 Milwaukee. Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm.
True Green, America's #1 professional lawn care company. Start today. Live life outside.
Sometimes, the only difference between a moment that fades from memory and a moment that stays with you forever is where it happens. That's why we're proud to help families like yours live a lifetime of memories on beautiful, healthy lawns. Live like it's spring. Make life better with a beautiful, healthy True Green lawn.
So, like I was saying, both the Elantra and the Sonata have an available turbocharged engine.
You do?
And they both offer available lane departure warning.
Really?
Hey, glad I didn't mention automatic emergency braking.
Wait, it can stop itself?
So about that America's Best warranty.
Better is the reason to buy Hyundai, and this is the reason to buy now. Hurry in and get up to 25% off a 2017 Sonata. That's $6,750 in total savings.
On the Gulf Coast, new ExxonMobil projects are expected to create over 45,000 jobs. And each job created by the energy industry supports 2 others in the community. Altogether, the industry supports over 9 million jobs nationwide. These are jobs that natural gas is helping make happen, all while reducing America's emissions. Energy lives here.
The Bulls took down the #1 seeded Celtics in Game 1 of their best-of-7 series. Watch as they go for 2. Tomorrow night on CSN, coverage starts at 6:30 with Bulls pregame live, presented by Coors Light, or stream the game at csnchicago.com.
I was alerted to the fact I called the Blue Jays Park Sky Dome. It's been Rogers Center for what, 15 years?
Yeah, but it's...
You knew what I meant.
Yeah, those of us who know it and love it still refer to it as Sky Dome.
Jason Hayward with a 6-game hitting streak after a leadoff single.
You know, that's instructive because you know what he did there? He swung at the first pitch, and that's something last year he rarely did, and this year he's doing it a whole bunch. Like, I looked it up earlier, I think About 15% of the time last year he went after the first pitch. It's like 40% this year. Much more aggressive early in counts. And he's having success. He calls it the Sky Dome. It's you have to kind of have that relationship with it to call it Sky Dome. You have to have been there when it was the Sky Dome.
Fourth start for Montero. I don't care how little you play early on. I don't want to see the batting average 3 zeros. One ball, no strikes. John Lackey on deck. Brewers have scored in each of the first 2 innings. Cubs trying to do the same. Hey, our good friend Bruce Miles, a big birthday today. The Daily Herald. He's covered the Cubs for a long time. The big 6-0. Happy birthday, Bruce.
Way to go, Brucey. When's the cake coming up to the press box?
That's a good question. Look, Anderson let it go, and it's going to cost him. First and third, nobody out. Well, it sure looked like Anderson pulled his glove back. Maybe he thought he couldn't snag it and was worried about a deflection. And then his shortstop, Arcia, couldn't get it.
That ball had some pace on it. First hit of the year for Miguel Montero. Garcia able to get leather on it, but not able to secure it and make a play. Yeah, it looked. I think you're right. I think Anderson. I don't know. Hard to tell because it was sharply hit. Might have just whiffed on it. Might have been late. Or may have opted to let it go, thinking his middle infielders would make a play for him. Sets the table for a man batting .667.
That's Big John. And he pops it down the right field line. The wind will push it out of play. You know, a strange thought just popped into my head as we had a shot of the back of Chase Anderson's jersey. If the Brewers win the World Series, would they do anything to change their jersey for the first couple of home games? They already have the gold right in the jersey. Right?
That's correct.
What would you do to change it?
I don't know. I think it's going to be a while before they have to deal with something like that in Milwaukee.
It could be. Oh, Lackey went. Oh, no, Bill Miller.
There was a lot of movement there. I'm not sure it was a swing. Yeah, maybe. Run him over now.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Well, better than a double play.
Here comes Almora, who turned 23 yesterday.
How do you think that would go over with Big John if you walked up to him in the dugout right now and gave him a little fist bump and say, hey, way to stay out of the double play, man?
I don't.
That probably would not be well received.
No, I don't think I would do that.
That's going to boost his self-esteem trying to throw to first there. Correct counsel looking to see if Almora will tip his hand. The Cubs like to use the safety squeeze in this situation.
Long pause by Anderson, and now Almora couldn't wait any longer.
a couple runs this early in the game. Normally you don't think about a safety squeeze, but depending on, Joe sometimes makes his decision based on the matchup, whether he, his matrix of outcomes, his charts he's looking at, pitcher versus hitter. If he doesn't feel real comfortable with the matchup, he might be inclined to be a little more defensive, so to speak, and use a safety squeeze. And if they execute it here, you get one home and you get another in scoring position for Schwarber.
In the inside corner for a strike. Almora has already been worth a half a win above replacement with his 6 out of 14 and stellar defensive work.
There's no way they really think Montero's going to try to run here, so they're clearly looking to see if the Cubs will tip their hand as to whether they're thinking about some kind of a safety squeeze.
That will land fair. Hayward is in. Montero coming around third. He will score. We're tied. 2-run double. Albert Almora Jr.
A little oomph from the bottom of the batting order. Hayward single, Montero single, Almora 2-run double. That looked to be a floating changeup up above the belt. That's the downside with the step-offs, the throw-overs, all that stuff. It can take a pitcher out of his rhythm. Makes a mistake with an off-speed pitch. Miggy a little hitch in his giddy-up, but rights the ship. Impressive work here in the early going for Almora Jr. He's looked awfully good in the field and at the plate.
Schwarber with a man at second and one out, a strike. Bunt single to lead off the bottom of the first, moved to second on a pass ball and got knocked in by Zobrist. Two in the first, one in the second for the Brewers, one in the first, two here in the second for the Cubs so far. Reminder, top of the hour on the main channel, Blackhawks pregame live, Cubs baseball throughout the night on CSN Plus. Swing pitch. This is number 3. Could have been a strike. Schwarber got the call, so 2-1 instead of 1-2. Huh? Shallow right. Runner at third, 2 outs.
Come out, show your support of your world champion Chicago Cubs. Tickets are still available for the final 2 games of this homestand versus these Brewers. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com. Tomorrow night, Wednesday afternoon, before heading out on a long road trip. Brett Anderson tomorrow, and Jimmy Nelson will pitch for the Brewers on Wednesday. Kyle Hendricks and Tommy Malone. Anderson, 29 years of age. Brewers got him from the Diamondbacks. Pitched collegiately at the University of Oklahoma. Last year, 9 up, 11 down with a 4.39 ERA, made 30 starts. We saw him on 3 different occasions and threw the ball well. He had to leave early one game. After 2/3 of an inning, he got whacked by a comebacker and had to leave the ball game. His other outings against the Cubs were solid. Threw him a 3-0 changeup last time.
Way up in the air on the changeup. And it's caught by Broxton, but the Cubs tie it up on 3 hits. Hayward, Montero to lead off the inning, and then Almora knocked them both in with a double, 3-3.
This is the original light beer, brewed with the belief that a beer could be light and not compromise on taste, to be enjoyed on nights that start out as afternoons. Miller Lite. Hold true.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. I'm attorney Howard Ankin, legendary sportscaster Steve Stone.
And I know the right team knows how to win, like Howard Ankin Law Office.
If you or someone you know needs help with an injury case, I'm here to help. Please give me a call.
Put Howard's number in your phone right now, 312-6...
Maestros lead with confidence, exactness, inspiration. At GMC, we're in tune with that degree of precision. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the GMC Acadia. The next generation SUV has arrived.
Get this low mileage lease on this Acadia SLE1 for around $279 per month. Plus, current non-GM lessees can get $1,500 additional lease cash.
A place where lazy days come with a splash of sunshine. Where dinner plans always include your best friend. And the little moments that make all the difference are shared in your own backyard. That's the beauty of Bellegarde. Bellegarde hardscapes make outside your kind of beautiful.
Travel like a world champion with Cubs destinations. Packages include game tickets, hotel accommodations, ballpark tours, Cubs swag, and a private meet and greet with a current Cub. Be a part of our first trip of the season to Boston's Fenway Park, April 28th through the 30th. For more info, visit Cubs.com/destinations. 0-1 on the scorching Eric Thames. That's outside on a sinker.
Kids put together, Thames.
And he doubled in the first inning. Scored on the Braun homer.
You'd have to gang tackle him, I think.
Yeah.
He'd be a tough guy to bring down.
As I said in the first, talking with Chris Bosio, he said he's really good on breaking balls in Korea. And you might see the Cubs try to make him a little more uncomfortable in this series.
Yeah, that's the thing. The guy, you know, he's back. He hasn't been in the big leagues in a while. He's having success. You got to probe, right? You got to. This isn't working. He's handling the breaking ball. I'm going to try a little velocity, get the ball in on his hands, make him uncomfortable, make him move his feet a little bit. And Lackey thought he had him.
Still 3-2. Braun on next. Then Shaw, 2, 3, 4. Mentioning Fenway Park, the Cubs' next road trip starts on Friday in Cincinnati, then off to Pittsburgh, and then DH will be in play at Fenway at the end of the month. Speaking of Fenway, the Patriots Day game today. And the Red Sox a 4-3 winner over Tampa Bay.
Cardinals have extended their lead to 2-0 over the Pirates. They're in the 7th. Someone's got a good one going. Lance Lynn with 7 shutout innings.
Deep to left. Schwarber back. Gone. That's a home run for Thames. He has hit 6 homers in his last 5 games.
You mentioned his ability to handle the breaking ball. That's what he got.
He is the second Brewer ever to have a 5-game home run streak. Jeremy Burnitz, the other, back in 1997.
And it's a backdoor curveball, and he just sticks his nose right on it. Reminiscent of Harvey's wall bangers, the way these Brewers are hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
Blackhawks pregame live coming up in a couple of minutes on CSN. Cubs baseball on CSN Plus. Thames with a double and a home run already. If we had a home run over/under combined tonight, I might have said 1 or 2. Milwaukee has 3, and we're in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, it's playing like the ballpark played the other day when the wind was gusting out. Our ability to predict these games is kind of like the weatherman's ability to predict what the weather's going to do in Chicago on a daily basis.
Swing and a miss. Braun strikes out. Number 2 for Lackey.
Trying to throw a drop down fastball away, and it drifts back and down and in a little bit, but it gets the job done.
Travis Shaw, who was acquired from Boston over the winter. Lined right to Rizzo.
Hi everyone, Pat Boyle back in our CSN studios in downtown Chicago as we begin our Blackhawks playoff coverage. Tonight's game between the Cubs and Brewers continues over on CSN Plus, which is channel 201 for Comcast cable subscribers. To find the channel location in your area, visit csnchicago.com. Stay tuned right now on the main channel. Blackhawks pregame live begins now.